sign of the times, something to think about as far as residential real estate. I kind of like that little blue shine they got. So, was looking into the neighborhood, and I said, I've noticed something that's been going on. If you stay out in the way of Maplewood, what I've been seeing lately, when you kind of cross the dividing line over there kind of close to Matamidi, I've been seeing a lot more White Bear PD out and about, kind of at the edge. And they trip a lot more than Maplewood PD. They trip way heavier. So when it comes to like the houses in the residential area and just Maplewood as a whole, I've noticed something. It's been a lot more people that's been just hanging around, and it is, like I said, St. Paul got a lot of that, of the homeless class, and a lot, they start having more people around that have less money, right? And I've been seeing this go down. I've noticed over maybe the past 6 months or so. And I started to notice that a lot of the neighbors started selling their house. Now, the area that I stay in, now the neighborhood, at one point it might have been 30% black. But then it became a thing where it became like 3 to 4 or more black families moving there. Some of them, one of them was Somali, but that they count that as a, so then I seen some other families that moved in as well. So I noticed the next door or the neighbor across from me, they got a really, really, really nice house. They got up out of there. I've noticed that. And remember, when you have a population in any neighborhood, if you have a neighborhood that's predominantly white, and let's say the neighborhood is considerably, quiet, decent neighborhood, houses worth a couple dollars, whatever the case may be. When more black folks start moving there, the property value goes down. The banks automatically start lowering the property value. That's just, it's always been like that. We know that, so they say they've tried to change it, and this, that, and the third. There's been some modifications, but we know that's just a whole bunch of, that's just, that's snake skin oil, speech. So I've also noticed if you go to the White Bear Cub, you start to see a lot more sisters, a whole bunch of them. Now, it's black folks at the Maplewood East Cub, but now when you go down there right off of 694, you're seeing a whole bunch. You're seeing a whole bunch. And one time, I had my brother, he came by, and, we went to the Cub, and he was like, man, bro, like it's back-to-back decent looking sisters. I mean, you seeing some real nice looking sisters over here on a regular basis. Now they do got like some fitness over there too, but you're seeing more than we have ever saw. It wasn't to that degree, in 2020 and whatnot. It wasn't as many. So you're seeing the neighborhood and the demographic change a little bit, and you're starting to see more people, more homeless folks, and you seeing more people, kind of just laying around. And I seen a tent one time on White Bear, but then they got them up out of there. But when you start seeing that stuff, that's a sign that's telling you something. When you start seeing people just kind of hanging around and it's starting to get more crowded or whatever like that, now I kind of understand why folks start to leave. They're like, okay, it's getting to be a little bit too many people, that's coming around. Now, years ago, the neighbors used to say, well, we at one point we start having a bunch of break-ins. You don't really see that anymore. But yeah, I haven't seen a break-in. I've been in the area for a while and I have not seen a break-in yet. But I'm just saying, man, like, It makes you kind of wonder. It makes you kind of wonder.